Sam gets along with the gang super well, but you know, it is Siesta Key after all. So are you going to see some drama unfolding between the two of you at all?
Yeah, you'll see some drama coming up pretty soon, actually. And it's not just between Sam and I, it's some other people are involved, and things that you wouldn't expect to happen do happen. So, you know, stay tuned.
But I will say, I don't think Sam has ever like started any drama. He's very like unproblematic and very nice to everyone.
He's on the back end of it, essentially. He's not starting the engine. Got it. And Madisson, it seems like your friends think you've been, you know, choosing Alex and Alyssa over them recently, especially because of his past with Juliette. Why do you think that is?
I mean, because I definitely have been openly supportive of Alyssa and Alex and their baby. And I don't regret that. And I don't think I did choose sides. I think I was there to support Juliette when she had her fashion show. I was there to support all my friends when they needed me. And that includes Alyssa and Alex. And I resent the fact that anyone would make me feel like I need to choose, because that's not who I am. And I don't feel like I need to do that.
And Juliette, are you comfortable with that answer of her not choosing, or do you think that she needs to choose?
Well, I think that at the time, I was acting immature and I still had some hurt feelings. I wasn't completely over everything. And I just was overcoming a lot of things, and I think we all were. And Chloe was having issues with Alex also, and I think Chloe and I were kind of feeling hurt by Madisson, even though it wasn't fair of us to ask her to pick sides. But I mean, you can kind of understand.
Whoever did. I think it was mostly Chloe, and that was my biggest problem, because she's the one who's like, in the beginning of the summer, if you remember, it was like, okay, now Madisson, we're team Alyssa and Alex. And then it was like, as soon as Alyssa wasn't friends with her anymore, she's like, okay, you can't be friends with Alyssa. And it's like, no, like I get to choose my friend.
She kind of treated you sometimes like you had no mind of your own.
Exactly. First it was like, we hate Juliette, we love Alex. And it's like, right. Wait, I'm allowed to make my own decisions. And that was one of the biggest problems that you guys don't really get to see unfold between this problem between me and Chloe. And it really is bothersome, because I feel like it's being told in a very one-sided manner. But like when I do try to have these conversations with Chloe, it doesn't go as, like, it's really difficult to have conversations with her because she just talks at you. She never hears your side of the story. And so yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating, especially after seeing last night's episode when she just like played victim the whole time. And it was very frustrating.
Well, I was going to ask you, because it does seem like, you know, you're kind of distancing yourself from Chloe, and it makes perfect sense. If she's not someone that you can really talk to, why would you want to be close with her anymore? But why did you decide to really confront her? Were you just frustrated with all the issues? Like, what was really your impetus there?
Yeah, I mean, and it wasn't just one single issue. It wasn't about Alex and Alyssa. It was about just the fact that I always felt like she was talking at me and not to me. And it was just a very one-sided relationship. And then when I did try to confront my issues, I wasn't really being heard. And I wasn't trying to tell her like, hey, you're a bad person. I was trying to say like, hey, I'm feeling this sort of way. And I get it, you're hurt too, because she did feel blindsided. She absolutely did feel blindsided. And I get that. She was feeling hurt, but so was I. And it was never really, like, it never really felt like she was ever acknowledging that I was also hurt.
Right.
And it was frustrating. And also last night I heard that she was saying like, I never texted her about Thanksgiving, which is not true. I told her I was not coming to Friendsgiving. And she said we've been friends since we were 14, which is not true. I met her when I was 21 when we filmed the pilot. So it's just like, she was really playing into this like victim mentality. And I was like, I really did feel bad that like I hurt her, until I saw last night's episode. And I was like, okay, now I just know you're playing it up. Like,
well, that's a blatant lie. There's a huge difference between being 14 and 21. You know, I thought you were like, all right, 15, 16, like maybe the memory's not good, but that's almost a full.
I know, and like we might have like known of each other, but I literally did not say a word to her or meet her until I was 21 and we filmed the pilot.
And you actually,
so, I know, it was just bizarre. And like, I will say that today we are in like the best place we've ever been, because I do feel like we can have those conversations and like talk, and I do feel like she can hear me out. But just watching last night's episode just like frustrated me. So,
I mean, speaking of frustrations, you know, you actually moved out of your place with Chloe and Juliette. You mentioned you thought it was a little extreme for her to do that, considering it only seemed like one fight. From your point of view, do you think that Madisson was taking her frustrations with Ish out on Chloe at the time?
I didn't quite know, to be honest, because I was only ever hearing it from Chloe, and I also sort of feed into Chloe's issues sometimes to kind of get her to stop talking about it constantly. But I think honestly, Madison, I think there was a moment I did stick up for you because Chloe used to be kind of a bully, and she didn't know that she was. I mean, she used to treat me the way she treated you, and only until I finally like got older and grew a bit of a backbone was I like, you cannot speak to me the way you're talking to me, because I was always afraid to stick up for myself. But I think you did it in a manner where she just had no idea it was coming, and that's why it was up to me, because that's your relationship with Chloe. I don't need to be involved. You guys are big girls. So I kind of just, it was coming out of nowhere.
And I never felt like Juliette was like choosing Chloe's side over mine. Like whenever we were together, like you guys also like, you're only seeing parts of our lives. So like, I never personally felt like Juliette was making me choose sides or was like taking Chloe's side. It never felt like that to me.